In the last video, I told you I was going to show you some ways that you can co-regulate your kids, and that means to help them. Just like you would help a baby to calm down, sometimes kids are so far gone or they're so dysregulated they need help. And to have you as that outside help can really be a great way to train their brains, to kind of kickstart them into being able to do things for themselves. So I'm going to show you some games and ways that you can do that. The first one is called marker balance. So let me bring in one of my own kids and we'll try this together. So come on over and we'll use those markers there. Okay, so what we'll do, if I was saying this to you and you were upset, I would say, okay, show me your fingers, do this. And there, see, he's putting his fingers up like that. And we're just going to match the marker to his finger and the marker to my finger. And then we're going to do the same thing on this finger. So you can see how now we've got them balanced, and we've got to keep them balanced. So whatever he does, I have to do. And whatever I do, he has to do. So we'll follow each other here. Oh, there we go. And I don't know if you can see it already, but his face is starting to change. And when his face changes, then I know his lid's coming back on if his lid's flipped. So once I see a change in, whoop, there we dropped one. And that's going to happen when you play this game. Sometimes when you do this, and let's just try it one more way. If we're doing this, I might, depending on where they are, I might change how I'm behaving. So if he's very, very upset, I'm really just going to be gentle and quiet. Now you can push back against me. There you go. And I will try to match what I think his need is. If he's very low energy, I might do things to just bring his energy up a little, but not a lot, not forcefully. But you see how we're just balancing these markers. So that's marker balance. Thanks for helping me with that. For the next game, I want to show you one that's called balloon balance and then bubble balance. They're kind of the same game in a way. They work a little bit differently, but the first one we're just going to take a balloon and just going to play that game where you keep the balloon from hitting the ground. So come on in and we'll try this one. So maybe right about there, back up just a step. Perfect. Don't let it hit the ground. And every time he's hitting it, it's like you're reminding your brain, hey, I live in a body and I gotta take care of this body that I'm in, even though right now maybe my body's pretty upset. There you go. I missed that one. And right now we're standing close together, but you could be quite far apart, or they might do this themselves. And there's one other version of it, and that is to use bubbles. So the way that you do the bubbles is, instead of, you can't hit a bubble without it popping, so what we'll do is we'll blow bubbles, and then he's going to have to use his breath to keep it in the air, and I can do the same thing. So we'll try that one also. So let me just grab my bubbles. And I'm going to blow these. I'm going to angle kind of up so that they have some time to fall, and that'll give him time to kind of get ready for them. There's just a couple on that one. So you try to see if you can get them up into the air and keep them in the air, maybe even up to the ceiling. Looks like you sniped that one. Okay, I'm going to get a couple more here. That's a few right there. Let's see if I can get a nice big one. Here's one coming at you. Okay, here comes a big one. I think I ate half of that bubble. And so when we're doing this, we're just using our breath to keep that bubble in the air, and it's regulating. It's like deep breathing, but most kids, they won't do deep breathing. If you say do deep breathing, they need help engaging in it, and this is playful. It's more engaged. Again, you would probably match your energy to theirs. So if they're needing to have more energy, you might need to be a little bit more animated. You just would not want to surpass them a lot. If you leave them far behind, that's going to just feel awkward for everybody. So let's take a look at another game. Okay, the next one is called Cotton Ball Soccer. And for this one, we're going to use just a cotton ball. You could use a crumpled up Kleenex or a crumpled up piece of paper if you want, or tissue paper is fine. I just happen to have some cotton balls here, so I'm going to do that. And you could do this on a tabletop, you could do it on the floor. The main thing is you want to have some sort of boundaries so you know where the goal is. And so I'm going to use these foam tubes that I just happen to have in the playroom anyway. So I'm going to put one on this side and one on this side. And what we'll try and do is to blow this cotton ball. I'm trying to blow it to that side and he's trying to blow it to this side. So you have to keep your hands behind the line, and I would recommend when you blow it, try to aim for right at the bottom of the cotton ball, and that'll move it farther forward. Sometimes when you blow it, if you blow over the top, it just doesn't do that much. You ready? Okay, get set, go. Oh, I got that one. Did you see how we both blew at it together and it shot straight up in the air? Let's do it again. Ready? Get set, go. That did it again. Let's do another one. Ready, set, go. Oh, there you go. Oh, you got me. You got me. Good going. So doing that is fun. And again, I'm looking in his face for when his facial expression starts to change and it looks like his lid's coming back on, either because he's more aware of the things going on around him and more aware of me, or because his mood changes, or because he's having fun. Remember that fun and fight or flight cannot coexist. They cancel each other out. So if a child is having fun, then fight or flight is retreating, and their lid is definitely coming back on. Okay, let's take a look at another one. Okay, for this next one, this one is one you have to be very sensitive about. I call this one squashing. Sometimes people will call it bear hugs, and it can be like a bear hug. You have to be careful because sometimes kids are so upset they don't want to be touched, and this could make them escalate quite a bit. So this is something you'd want to try out when your child is already calm and in a good place, just to see if this is something they even would like. A quick side note here, if you are a counselor or a teacher, do not do this intervention with kids unless it's your own child. This is really just something for parents to do with their own kids. So in a session, I would bring a parent in to do this. But all the other things, marker balance, balloon, bubbles, cotton ball soccer, all of that you can do with any kids, whether they're yours or your own. But this one, it requires way too much of the relationship to do if this is not your child that you're doing that with. So I hope that makes sense. If you're in treatment with me, this is something we try out in the playroom to see if they like, and you would already know if they like that. So try this before you actually use it. So what we're going to do, let's start out, and I'm going to give you a bear hug, and you can decide if you want me to have us face to face, if you want your side facing me or your back facing me, and I'm going to squeeze, okay? Which way would you like to go the best?
Back facing you?
Back. Okay, so you put your back to me, okay, and I'm going to come down a little bit lower. Okay, so come all the way back to me. There you go. There you go. Now, you can decide if you want your arms inside like this and you want me to squeeze you like that, or if you want them outside and like this. What's the best?
Maybe inside.
Inside. Okay, so some kids will want their arms inside, some kids want them outside. It's all a matter of how much they want to feel contained and constricted. So we're going to do inside right now. And you tell me harder or softer, okay? And I'm going to squeeze, and you keep telling me to do it until it feels just right or till you feel quiet on the inside, okay? And that's the direction I would give you as a parent, to have that conversation, saying till they feel quiet on the inside, they're deciding. They're the ones telling you how hard or how soft. Okay, you ready? Here we go. So I'm getting you on the outside like that. Here we go. You tell me harder or softer. I'm giving it all I got. Is that hard enough?
Yeah, it's actually pretty nice.
Right there?
Yeah.
Feels pretty nice. Okay, I'm going to let go. So for him, at first I was giving it everything, and I think it took him a second just to register, yeah, actually that makes me feel quiet on the inside. So now we'll try it one different way. So could you lay with your head kind of over there? Now you can decide if you want. I'm gonna squash him with some pillows, And you have to be real careful, just like with the bear hug. You want to really be sensitive to their needs. And again, try this out playfully before your child is upset. Don't do this for the first time when they're upset, or you'll really regret it. Would you like to be on your back like that and have me squash you that way, or do you want to be on your stomach and have me squash you on your back? What's your best?
Probably squash me on my stomach.
Okay, so you roll over.
No, like what I
Oh, like this. Okay. So I'm going to take, now you could use couch cushions or pillows or whatever you've got. I'm going to put a couple of good sized cushions on you. You can decide where your hands go. What I'm going to do is just, instead of bear hug, I'm going to put some weight down on them. And you could even make it a game where you're like making them like a sandwich or a hamburger, and you're squashing it flat, or you're spreading the peanut butter and jelly like this if you want to. But for now, I'm just going to put some weight on you, and you tell me harder or softer, okay? Here we go. So I'm just pressing down here a bit, just kind of right by your chest. Pretty good so far?
Maybe a little softer.
A little softer. Okay, how about like that? Yeah, that's good. And so you wouldn't want to do this very long. It's just going to be for a short time, and then we'll stop. Thank you. So again, this is one, some kids respond very well to that, but you have to be careful. If they are very upset, if they're in fear or terror state, I would say don't do this at all, because they won't want to be touched. That would be far too much stimulation going on, and they just would get worse. So if they're in alert and possibly alarm, that could be okay. This would be one you would want to check in with them to see if they want that. Don't just do it and assume they would want that. So give those a try, and try them playfully first to see how your child responds when they're calm, and then you'll know which ones they tend to like the best. Okay, so